So, can we remember exactly where we got to? You had been in... Spoke to... the guy at the Kingsguard here. Now.
And he mentioned some villain with a name.
Oh, that's right.
Johnny had come up with.
That's right. So... yeah, Sheriff Everard Hastings.
The place that we went to, the Dick Hydra place. Or an actual baddie.
No, the Sheriff of the Kingsguard at Elton was called Everard Hastings, and you met him, and he told you that after interrogation, Darkest Red Hands, this bandit rebel chief guy, is working for this guy that's not been seen in 30 years, Dick Hydra, who was once, as a child, he was the king's best friend, he was his squire, he went on to be his captain of his Kingsguard.
Right.
So in the Kingsguard rankings, so I've not got rankings for everything, but the sheriff, that's like the head of the Kingsguard for a town or for a city. Captain of the Kingsguard, that means the actual right hand man of the king, like the leader of the organisation. So this Dick Hydra, he was leader of the organisation 30 years ago. He plotted to kill the Queen, and all the rumours say that it was like a romantic jealousy. He was in love. He was his boyhood friend. He'd been with them all his life, and then when the king got married, this man, they say, in mad jealousy, he plotted to kill the Queen, and he almost succeeded as well. And then he was sentenced to die, and he was imprisoned at the castle, and he escaped. And then he hadn't been seen in 30 years. And then this man, Darkest Red Hands, says that that's who he's working for.
Obsidian portal. I've only seen it for the first time properly.
So yeah, guys, have you got the Obsidian portal up as well as Roll20? You should have that up now because I've got it totally up to date.
I haven't brought it up recently.
It's totally up to date now. So we can remember everybody. We don't have to remember names. They're all there. Places, everything, and it's all tagged with everything's tagged NPC or village or town or city or king or clergy or whatever they are. Everything's appropriately tagged. It's all sorted out now.
Right, I will.
I'm going to pop a link to the...
Just got Burning Dwarf up, and
I'll pop a link to that on Twitch so people can check that out if they want.
Just gonna have to drop off for a second.
No, let's recap. What exactly did you do? You came into town. You spoke to the sheriff here, Everard Hastings. What was discussed exactly?
We basically sold him we got the reward for the. We sold him the various bits of stuff.
Yes.
He hasn't given us the reward for the Umber Hulks because Tammy had it in her notes, but she didn't have her notes with her.
Oh, Tammy, you've got your notes this week. What was the reward for saving that village?
I think it was about 5,000, wasn't it?
Just +4 dragon scale armor, I think. Wasn't
it? 50 gold pieces.
Was that it?
It wasn't 50 gold pieces.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I've written that down for something else. I'm so sorry. Just ignore me.
I bloody hope
that was to go to Helmsmere. That's what we were getting for going on the road.
Yeah. Jeez, Tammy. Guys are panicking there.
There have been times that I've been drunk while I've been doing this. I'll leave that one for reference someday. My notes start off really good and all proper and everything. And then it just went to shit.
So you still don't remember how much it was?
Sounds like someone will have to work out which week's audio it's on.
Yeah, did none of you guys remember?
Well, it was Ryan's birthday, was it not?
Was it on the drunk episode? Oh, come on.
That's the only reason I can think I ever would have been drunk playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Dirty says Tammy's notes are 100% in lipstick on pizza boxes. Should we just say 500 gold and get on with it?
Yes, why not?
Fucking happy days. Happy days. Stoner DM, guys, sorry. 500 gold and move on, yeah?
Yep. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so when you see him, he pays you that because it was a letter of credit you got from
It was indeed, yeah.
Gewald, from the mayor at Gewald. What was his name? Henry Arcourt. The thing is, I keep saying to myself that we don't need notes because we've got the VODs, but I fucking don't remember. I don't, like, when I watch the VODs, I don't remember all the details that I need to for next week. I just watch them trying to find clips for funny bits.
Oh my god, can they hear me on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I assumed you had it written down somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch can hear you, Tammy.
And Tammy had arranged for the bear and the cart to sleep in the stables, and she was sleeping in the stables and I was sleeping in the cart to keep them company.
That's correct. Now, I think you were having... Oh, that's right, because it all comes back to me now. You went out drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You got some 10 out of 10 mushroom wine, right?
Oh, that was beautiful.
And you indulged... When you chilled with Kiara, you indulged in that and a mushroom cigar.
Yes, one whole glass of mushroom wine and a cigar.
Now,
Luxury.
Camera records a lousy pub.
Peter, I remember...
No, you should start a like a TripAdvisor rating for all the pubs and in.
Where did you drink?
It's not that type of mushroom wine. Doesn't give you a buzz, just gives you kind of pleasant taste.
You went for a drink at the Golden Lodge, didn't you? That's the one with the Kingsguard drink. Let me just jog my memory from this. I can use this now. So it was Elton. No. Yeah, this is Elton.
The Elvish ale obviously doesn't travel well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stick to wine from now on.
Yeah, was it the Golden Lodge where you had a drink, or was it
I think it was the Nagan
the
Saddle.
Nagan Saddle?
Because that's where Elise had got her. She'd arranged.
Oh
to
yeah,
stay
that's
with
right.
her.
Yeah, that's right. That's where you went for a drink.
Yep. It's a shame it's the only bottle they had in their cellar.
Yeah, they only had the one, and it had already had a glass out of it, and you got the rest.
Mm.
And did we rest?
Well, we were going to rest overnight, and then I think we're starting the following morning.
Okay, so we're starting the next morning. How many days? 46 or 45?
It's now 45 days to court.
Yeah, because it was the day after we arrived that we went to the Kingsguard, and we had to wait because our escort was or our transport isn't leaving till tomorrow. Isn't that right?
That's right. Well, you arrived late on, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes, we arrived late on. We
Have
caught
you been
him.
speaking the whole time? Sorry. I've missed whatever anybody was saying.
Oh, did you have us muted?
I had you muted, yeah.
No worries. Well, we were just saying
I'm
that
so
we've...
sorry.
No, we're just saying that you've rested up, it's the morning, and Elise is planning leaving today, isn't she?
I think that was the plan. Yes.
She was only resting overnight in Elton.
Mm-hmm.
We were.
Yeah, because she wants to get to the next town, a better one.
The next one's...
Spending one day here.
Yep.
That's right, she's spending one day here, so you've got a day in this town.
Well, have we been to the armourer to see whether they want these carrot pieces?
Yeah, you were going to try and sell the Umber Hulk skin, weren't you?
Yeah.
And if there was a jeweler, we were going to get that bag of gems identified.
That's what Crown Gem is.
Is it not-
That's a jeweler
Was it
here.
not something? Was it not something to do with Amber Hulk's eyes we were going to?
No, we sold those to the alchemist.
Oh,
back
okay.
in the town we
Okay,
came
yeah,
from.
yeah. I didn't know they were separate.
You got 50 gold for those.
So there is...
That's what I've put. That's why I've said 50 gold pieces for the Umber Hulk. Then.
Well, there you are then. Yes.
See, they were almost correct notes.
So there is an alchemist in town, it's called the Unicorn's Horn. And there is a jeweller's in town, it's called the Crown Gem. Can you see those on the map?
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Odil's
So
Pommel is
what's
a weapon and armour smith.
What's Porcelain Dreams?
Porcelain Dreams is...
Merchant, I think.
A toilet store.
Yeah, it's just a merchant, general store.
Oh, that's a misleading name of that shop, like.
You think?
Not at
Yeah.
all. Not at all. He obviously deals in tableware.
Tabletop.
Tabletop tableware.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so are we going to try the armorer and the the jeweler before Elise leaves, or?
Well, I think we should.
You've got a whole day here.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Whatever she doing today, so we've got time to go round these places. Then when
Okay.
we know how much cash we've got, we can then go to see if the alchemist is anything interesting.
Righto.
So you had a bag of gems to get identified for value, didn't you?
We've got a bag of gems, and we've also got 6 gems. So we had the bag of gems from the that bandit, and we had 6 gems that we found with the Umberhawks.
Okay. So is that where you're going first, to the crown gem?
I shall have a quiet look inside and see if there are any red stones in there.
The crown gem is a jeweller in Elton owned by Agnes Adley. Agnes Adley... Okay, I've not put any description of her, okay. She's a woman that lives upstairs from the shop. The house is above the shop. She lives with her husband Martin. That's all I can tell you about the crown gem.
And do we have some gems whose value we know?
Well-
so we use that to gauge how appropriate her offers are.
Well,
No.
do you have a member of the party with the appraisal skill?
Not as far as I know.
That's why you're going to the jewellers, isn't it?
Exactly.
One of the things Kiara was considering.
I was thinking about it, but can we like talk out of play later? Because I need help with choosing this. I've got a couple of ideas that I want to.
We can do it now. Like, we're not in the middle of combat or anything, so...
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking, because of last week when we were doing, and I think it was actually you, Trevor, when we were fighting the Umberhawk, and you checked and you had tumble.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking about that because I do tend to go like fucking charging in, and there's always lots of people at the front, and then I thought it would be quite helpful. But then
Ooh.
also I had to think about doing, but then like something like an actual, I don't know. There's
Right.
so many.
Well, you were
There's so
talking
many.
about appraisal last week. And
Tumble was my last one. Yeah.
appraisal's a great non-web proficiency for anyone. For
Okay.
you, tumbling sounds like the fucking perfect non-web proficiency for the way you jump in and out of combat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure all the other players would agree. Like, tumbling would be an excellent one for your character.
Yeah. Sweet. I was thinking that, and it was after Trevor last week had done it, and I was like, oh, actually, that's a good idea, because I quite often stop myself, because you're not able to get into the front or move, or...
Well, every week you're wasting, like, that slot, because you've got an empty slot.
I know.
And that's a whole
It
skill
just-
you could
it
be
just
using.
Do I just need... Have I only got one slot, or have I got two?
One.
Or was I... Have I? Okay, I was thinking about saving it then for one. No, I think tumbling. I have been thinking since last week.
It is a good one, like. Is it a rogue one?
I'm just looking. It's
Or a fighter one?
it's under rogue.
Yeah. I think you get it as part of your kit, though, don't you, Trevor?
Yes.
Yeah, so if it's rogue, Tammy, your character can have it, because she's a bard, so you get that. Well, anyone can have any proficiency, but you get it at standard cost, basically.
Sweet.
So yeah, you can have tumbling, that's sick. I think it's based on, well, I'm pretty sure it's based on dexterity. What's your dexterity? Quite high, yeah? Excuse me.
Yeah, 16, I think.
Oh, that's
Hold on,
decent.
check. It's
That
definitely...
should be that should be good.
Definitely a good one.
17, sorry, my dexterity is 17.
Yeah, oh yeah, amazing normal proficiency for your character, Tammy.
Sweet, I'll put that in then.
And you're not heavily encumbered, are you? You're not wearing a lot of armor.
She's not wearing any armour, are you?
Don't need it. Badass. I'm gonna get killed now, won't I?
Well, if Cornaith's ever not around casting the armour spell on you, you might be a bit fucked.
Oh yeah, actually, I've never thought about that. How much you guys save me with? I should look at armor, eh? I should think about getting some.
Well, the thing is, you can't cast your spells in armor. This is the battle you have with yourself as a bard. As soon as you hit level 2 as a bard, you can cast spells. But then, because bards can wear armor and use any weapon, they can't use shields, but they can use any weapon, and they can wear any armor up to something. I think chainmail. But you can't cast spells in any armor. So, like, if you're wearing chainmail and fighting, great. But then if you want to cast your magic missile or whatever, you'd have to take the armor off before you can cast a spell.
Can you cast spells in Elven chainmail?
Yes, it's the only exception.
Can I wear Elven chainmail?
Yes, only elves and half elves can. It's your dream
That's what
item.
I'm holding out for.
It's your dream
I've
item.
been holding
Yeah.
out for that since like the first session.
It's also Trevor's dream item. In fact, it's Trevor's. Yeah, it's Trevor's. Definitely, it's your dream item as well.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll not bother with.
All the other things that you may eventually find yourself using are bracers.
Yeah, bracers of defense would be a very handy magical item for your character.
For most
Or
characters,
For
Ring of
most
protection.
characters, for all characters, yeah. Ring of
Yeah,
protection.
ring-
I think we have a
ring of
few in the party though already, Trevor. 'Cause I know you just joined us like 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago. So we have. What do we have in the party, guys? There is a few, isn't there?
I have a ring of protection.
I think there's 2 +2s and a +1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite well armoured and armed the party for level 5. There's a lot of +1s and +2s. There's a fucking +4 rapier now.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, I shall keep my eye open for any magical jewellery.
Oh,
Ooh.
would an alchemist be able to tell you what a magical item did?
No, you need just any magic user like Cornaith with an identify spell. You can cast identify.
But they can't. I know, but we can't tell what it is. It's just like out of play, guys. You don't know this, but I've got a ring. I
No,
don't know what it does yet.
Yeah,
but it's magic.
no, you need a mage to cast identify, and you can cast it, but you have to prepare it, etc.
Okay. What if I just put the ring on?
Then you're subject to whatever it does, and you may still not know what
Yeah.
it does. That's the problem. I mean, you may put it on and not realise what it does, and we suddenly notice you're not there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but I'm so impatient to find out what it is. And then also, I was terrible at keeping it a secret.
Well, you can always tell us that you got this from your mother as a family heirloom, but she never told you what it did.
Where
Are
did
you
I
going to
find
tell them where you
Where
found it? Are you going to tell David where you found it?
Well, I don't know.
Is it not when I was? Was it not? When
Don't
I
tell
was in those,
Sninky but tell
it was
David.
in- Where the fuck was it? It was in water somewhere. Was it not
No.
in the cave?
Remember where you...
When we were looking for Norm's.
Nope. It was looking for Eleanor's... the sword of
Fucking
Barrackthram.
sword.
The
Yeah,
sword
yeah,
of
yeah.
Barrackthram.
It was when we were looking
Remember
for
the
that.
famous mound, David?
Oh,
The
yes.
Stinky Nook wouldn't go near, and you eventually had to go looking for the sword, and the sword wasn't there. Kiara found a
Yep.
ring there and didn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And she
But
knows
not,
it.
not like out of badness. I'm a gypsy. It's mine. I found it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, you need
So
just
about-
any magic user for that.
Oh, if he found out.
That's out of character though, so you're not finding out.
No.
Used to spend. But then it also helps as well because you guys can like help me and be like, look, maybe you need to remember you've got this fucking ring, or a non-weapon slot.
Well, you can always find a mage and pay the mage to tell you what it does, or cast a spell yourself.
Yeah,
So
you
how
can
long
cast
did
it.
I
You just
have
have to have prepared it.
Is it a day? Does it take a day?
No, you can prepare it overnight and then.
Cast it next.
I think it's 1 hour per item or something.
Hold on, just let me write
Get
this down.
too
so that I know.
exhausted.
We'll need to look up the rules
Mhm.
of Identify.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write it down so that I know that
I'll quickly look it up.
Ornate, that's the spell I know, but
Yep.
I think
So, spell lists, wizard spells, first level, Identify. When an Identify spell is cast, magical items subsequently touched by the wizard can be identified. The 8 hours immediately preceding the casting of the spell must be spent purifying the items, removing influences that would corrupt and blur the magical auras. If this period is interrupted, it must be begun again. When the spell is cast, each item must be handled in turn by the wizard. Any consequences of this handling fall fully upon the wizard and may end the spell, although the wizard is allowed any applicable saving throw.
Ooh, okay.
The chance of learning a piece of information is about an item is equal to 10% per level of the caster, to a maximum of 90%, so you've got a 50% chance.
Okay, I think maybe I'll pick. What do you think?
Well, if you're starting to feel so anxious about it, you're going to put it on whatever. You're probably better spending the money to pay a wizard to tell you what it does.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I've got quite a lot of money too.
It costs you 100 gold pieces to get identified from someone that can do it.
Ah.
Yep.
Easy. Okay.
Now, of
But
course,
if
if it was
outplay,
party loot,
if we remember.
if it was party loot, then it would come out of party funds, like all the stuff we've spent so far.
I think
That's the
I've
that's
got a
the
lot of jewels and
disadvantage.
stuff too, though.
the cost of getting someone to cast a spell for you is going to be pretty simple, but it's going to be like 100 for level 1, but then it's going to be somehow exponential. So, do you know what I mean? So, like, level 1's 100, level 2's 500, level 3's going to be 2,500. So it goes up exponentially. Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something like that.
Are you making people do the smell ingredients to identify?
Am I making everything up as I go along? Yes, I am. No, I've not done. I've not done spell components. Spell components, I've just assumed that wizards prepare them and get them and sort all that out. Anything that's really fancy, like a basilisk's eye, you're gonna have to go on quests to get things like that, or like buy it somewhere special or whatever. But yeah, like level 1 and level 2 spells, which is what you guys are casting, you guys are able to pick these up every time you go in like a alchemist store, and you know what I mean. Spell components will be in alchemist shops, and just like it's one of the things we don't need to roleplay. We can just assume you have them.
It used to be 100 GP pearl, didn't it? A gold with 100 GP pearl. And some salt water or something. I can't remember.
Oh my god.
Oh, vinegar. Vinegar. That was.
So, Tammy, basically, if your character wants to cast that spell, you'll have to, as well as having the spell prepared, you have to then spend 8 hours before you casting it, just holding the item, making sure it's got no impurities and there's no other magic on it, something like that.
So basically, you'll take the day doing it.
Yeah.
It's all right. You can tell us you got.
If we had.
I mean, you can just tell us that you've got to stay in the stables and meditate or something. You don't have to tell us what you're doing. Either that, or you can just wander along to the local wizard and pay him 100 gold and get him to do it for you.
Yeah.
I think I'll pick. 2 seconds.
So, are you actually going to go to the Crown Gem then? We're going to see about getting some gems identified.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so the bag of 16 gems?
Well, you didn't tell us how many there were in it, but I assume if it's 16, it's 16.
No, why have I got the number 16 in my head then? A bag
I
of
don't
gems.
know.
Okay, it was a
It
bag of gems. Yeah.
And there were 6 gems from the Umber Hulks
Okay.
on top of that.
So the 6 gems from the Umber Hulks is worth 260 gold pieces.
260 gold pieces, certainly.
And the other bag of gems, I don't know why I've got the number 16, but the bag of gems you've got is worth 450 gold pieces.
Love you. I said, did I shout love you?
It's alright, we love you too.
I was talking to him about. I've got
260 plus 450, whatever that is.
Yep.
710, is it?
Certainly.
Okay, yeah, so it was 710 worth of gems total that you got identified then. There's no charge for identifying them. She's interested. Or he or she is interested. I can't remember the name of the person here. Yeah, she is interested. They don't charge a fee for identifying.
Okay.
And like I said, in my game, to make currency easier, gems are very common. So you can get a 5 gold piece gem, a 10, a 20, a 25, and you can carry your money around a lot easier and a lot lighter by having it all in gems.
Okay. You were also going to tell us. You're also going to tell us the cost of 2 nights stabling for 8 horses, wagons, and the bear.
Was I?
Weren't we getting some of the horses? Did we not get rid of?
Yes. Oh, sorry, my apologies. 2 nights stabling for
2 horses.
The 2 horses, the wagon,
and the bear.
Yeah.
And the bear. Well, because it's the bear, they're not used to bears rocking up into their
Yeah,
stables.
can we just lie and say that he's a horse? Can we just like not announce to them that it's a horse? That it's
I think the stable lad might go running into the inn saying,
We're definitely going to have to roleplay that if we do.
He's got a harness on. He's wearing a harness. Like.
Is he wearing a harness?
Yeah, we made him a fucking carrier thing, a saddle.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So they let you have a bear in their stable. They'll keep it separate from everything else or whatever. But it's going to cost you a gold piece for the night for your 2 horses and for the bear.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Which is more than what it would cost for 3 horses.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's a bear.
Yeah.
He can sleep in the woods. He doesn't really need stables.
He's a bear. I've heard he shits there as well.
Maybe.
Apparently.
Too bad shit in the woods.
So I hear, mate. So I hear. Anyway. So are you... So those gems, you're just going to say you've got that much worth of gems. You don't need to like say, right, I've got a 50 and a 100 and a 25. You don't need to be as semantic as that. As pedantic as that. Sorry, wrong word.
I mean, at the moment, I'm just keeping track of all the gold together. And when we decide to split it up, then we'll split it up. And people can have it in gems or whatever. Yeah,
keep track of it as a gold piece value. But assume it's gems and we don't have to worry about the weight. That's what I'm trying to go for here.
Yep, that's fine.
That was my thinking. Sorry.
It's a big fucking problem with 2nd edition. Like, the weight of a coin, like, it's some bullshit.
It's always been like that.
But then surely the point is that like within reason, like you can decide yourself, right? And be like, okay, no, this like is that not surely the whole point of homebrew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's 2 different kinds of 2nd edition character sheet in Roll20, and we use one. The other one has a weight calculator for coins built in, a more realistic weight. It's far more realistic, and it actually works, but we don't use that character sheet. Excuse me, I'm just grabbing some tokens from another map. It's taking me a while. I don't know what layer they're on. Are they here?
Sand armor in this town.
Oh, they're on the map player, that's a nightmare. Never mind, so... I have them here.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys. I need to go to the toilet.
You're alright? Just grabbing all the tokens. Just so we've got a visual reminder of how many people and horses and etc. it is. That's the party, right?
Yes, indeed.
It's looking cool now though.
Well, those horses and caravans I bought, the horses and wagons, I bought a pack actually from Roll20. A $5 like bunch of stuff, and it's really cool. I just bought another one last night with some maps and shit.
It is very cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Not one.
So, see the wagons, Peter, they came in a pack that I bought. So it's got a bunch of wagons with horses, wagons with cows, closed ones, caravans, a bunch of crates and barrels and stuff. Really cool pack.
Yes, I've done it. Woo!
Here we go. So your horse has a token now.
Sweet, let me write that in.
Okay.
Got a horse.
Right, actually, let's quickly put in what's a horse's hit points. So, monster manual. The monsters.
Riding horse. Yes.
Riding horse, yeah. Horses. Where are you, horse? Here we go. Riding horse.
2d8. 2d8.
3 hit dice.
Ah.
So roll 3d8, Tammy. Not
I
bad.
did it twice, I'm sorry.
That's pretty good for 3d8.
Yeah, I'm taking the first
20
one.
points, yeah.
Right, its Stako is 17 actually. Its armor class is AC 7. Okay, so I've got them 3 handy. Do you guys see those actually? I don't know if you do.
Nope.
You don't. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as I do. I've got its armor class, hit points and stuff on its token. Okay, that's that done. Next.
Armourer.
You go into the armourer?
See if he wants his carapaces.
Okay. So the armour in
Oh,
town.
I'm taking along a suit of leather armor with me as well. Specifically, halfling studded leather plus -1. We'll see if he's interested.
So the weapon and armour smith in Elton is owned and run by Odhild Strachan. Odhild Strachan. Let me just click this link. It's a
I
female
was trying to say
dwarf.
I was trying to say her name in my head.
Odhild is a friendly, hard-working dwarf who takes great pride in her work as a weapon and armour smith, and is a fair and reasonable trader. That's here.
Okay.
So you guys are all going, or
Yeah, I want to go and see if he's got any. Do people sell Elven chainmail, or do you have to find it? Is it like a dark web thing?
yeah, it's more of a like an adventure thing than a dark web thing. But you're not going to
Okay.
just like buy it, find it in a shop anyway.
Oh, okay. Not even like a designer one.
There's too many people will have left messages with their local armor saying, if you find any elven chainmail, put
Yeah.
it under the counter and send me a message.
I had a thief mage in a game who went house robbing to get a set of Elven chainmail. She burgled a house to get some.
Yeah. The thing is that whoever they burgled could well be able to do things back.
Oh, of course. I mean, there's got to be some kind
Yeah,
of.
there's sorry.
You're somebody that can do something if you own a set of Elven chainmail. You can either steal stuff or fight stuff, or you can do something if you've got one of them, eh?
And you can probably cast magic.
You can probably do something that's significant anyway, do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. Never mind.
Yeah, there's alignment's been checked a couple of times recently.
So, Kiara's line has been changed on
I
her
might
sheet,
go, I
Tammy.
might go house robbing.
So,
Is it?
yeah. So, you go to Odhild's Pommel. Odhild's Pommel is a blacksmith. Well, no, it's a weapon and armour smith in Elton, run by a female dwarf. Like I said, she's a friendly, fair trader, hard-working, and takes pride in her work.
Does
So
she have beer?
She doesn't have beer in her shop. You're told you can't get over your bromance with Torm back on the other island, eh? So, nah, she doesn't have any beer lying around her shop, Darrow. No.
But she should be able to tell you which the best pub to go and have a drink of beer in is.
She'll tell you that the dwarven ale at the Golden Lodge is much better than what they've got at the Naggin Saddle. She'll tell you that for free.
Yeah. That other place was rubbish. If you ever go to Andia Minor, look up your colleague Torm. What his surname was.
And she'll say, Torm Truehammer. Of course, everyone knows Torm. Torm is the greatest dwarven weapon and armour smith of a generation, and he's a hero to me and to any other, not just to dwarven weapon and armour smiths, to any weapon and armour smith that's worth their salt. We all look up to Torm. Torm's a great man, a great dwarf.
He's also one of the best brewers of his generation.
Yes, he is. She's very happy to meet you. She'll introduce herself, Oddhild. She'll tell you, Darrow, that yes, I've visited with Torm many times and drank his beer and ate his wife's soup, and he's the most gracious host. And
Yes.
it's always a pleasure to take a trip to Pantheon Minor. Always an absolute joy of a business trip.
Yeah. Well, we encountered a couple of beasties down the road.
Oh, what kind of beasties, pray tell?
Bulks.
Oh, nice. And I bet that great axe of yours was quite the match for them, was it?
Well, certainly for the first one.
Yeah, your spear wasn't so good.
So, is there something you can do with their carapaces?
Oh, as an armor smith, I'll certainly take Umberhulk carapace from you. Absolutely, yeah. I'll make some fine armor from them. And she's very keen to see them. So you're gonna drag them into the shop?
Yes.
So you just you've got your. I guess you just take your wagon with the horses through the town then. So it's outside. You just grab them off the wagon, take them into shore. Okay. She says, "Oh yeah, these will make fine sets of plate armor. I'll give you a pretty penny for these, good dwarf. Absolutely, yeah." So what's the going rate for 2 Umberhulk carapaces then?
The note taker was drunk at the time.
Whatever the going rate is, guys, that's what she'll give you. She's a fair and honest trader.
Depends what the going rate is in your kingdom.
The going rate is whatever it would be in 2nd edition. I don't know,
So how, just out of play and as a new person to D&D, an Umberhulk is in levels of what? How close is it to the toppest bad guy?
Well,
Really far away.
Well, okay. So in numbers, it's like a 8 hit dice monster, whereas a big motherfucking huge Tarask is a 30 hit dice monster.
A what? Sorry.
30.
I thought a Umberhulk was
33
the boss guy.
It's probably the toughest individual monster that you guys have fought in the campaign. I would say so, guys.
Yes.
Eh? And you fought 2 of them. Definitely your toughest dungeon or encounter by a long way.
It was epic.
Yeah, it was epic.
So they'll be worth a decent amount then. We could probably get.
I seem to remember in Baldur's Gate getting 500 gold pieces per Ankeg shell. So how does this rate compare to an Ankeg? Is it better or worse?
Depends.
Class compare?
Depends what armor class armor you can make out of it. If effectively you can make +1 plate out of it, then it's worth a lot. If it's just a replacement for steel.
No, it's better. It's better. It's +1. So what would it be to make?
To make armor. So
Yeah,
it's used for parts then. It's used.
Right. Okay. Let's say each Umberhulk carapace is going to make 1 full set of plate armor +1. How much is a set of plate armor +1? Full plate +1. Lots, eh?
Full plate plus 1.
Let's say full plate +1. How much is that? But remember, you're only selling the materials to make that. You don't have the skills to make it. Do you know what I mean? You're selling material, so you're not going to get anything like this amount of money. But I want to know how much that sells for. So I can say 5% or whatever. You know what I mean? How much is full plate?
Full plate is
Yeah,
about
that's
2,000.
I'm
which is
looking.
ordinary.
Full plate's 2,000 up to 10,000, isn't it?
I think it's 2,000 just ordinary steel,
Plate.
or 4,000 is the really top one is 4,000 plus.
I want to.
Gold.
Give me our armor
Full plate armor.
Full plate, 4,000 to 10,000.
So what does that make? Full plate plus 1? 40,000 to 100,000.
I'm just going to get DMG out. Oh, the DMG doesn't do prices, does it?
No. But we can work it out via what it does for experience-wise, can't we? We did last time. How much? We worked out how much plus 1 costs.
It did some multiple of the experience, didn't he?
Yes. We were saying it was double the XP.
So I've now got the DMG out.
Okay, I can do so as well. I've got it online here. So DMG.
Armor, it says 500.
Okay.
So that's how much
So
armor
to
costs
make it a plus,
buy,
so to make it a plus 1 for a weapon, we were saying that would cost you 1,000 gold. But because it's full plate, we need to make it more. So it's like 5 times more. So it's going to cost you like, say that it was even more, right? Because if full plate armor's costing you 5 grand, then the plus 1's going to cost you 15 grand. So let's say for the materials to make 2 plus 1 full plates, for the materials to make them, he's going to give you 2,000 gold. It's going to give you 2,000 gold. She'll give you 1,000 gold for each Umberhulk carapace. Because she's going to get like 15 to 25,000 gold for each set of armor when she sells them.
She can suck her dick for that. 2,000, and she's going to get 15.
But she's got to spend the time and effort to do the work to make it.
But that's her job, though.
Yeah, but that it's weeks and weeks of labour for each one, though. Yeah, I mean you can keep a hold of it and try and sell it to the next weapon and armor smith.
So in total, she's offering us 4,000.
No, 2,000, 1,000 each.
She offered 1,000 each. Oh, that's even worse. I don't think it's worth it, guys. But that's just I'm not saying no. I'm just.
I think. Well, this is the DM talk, and you guys can battle it out as players. But it's worth 0 to you lying on the back of a wagon.
I was happy with that.
Sorry, Darrow's happy.
Sneaking up happy. He doesn't have his clan's armourers around to deal with it. So.
Well, okay, so Tammy, do you have any kind of non-weapon proficiency that you can use to barter or haggle with?
To barter with, yeah, I do. Hold on, because I do. I have.
I'll give you a chance to go for a better price. I'm just going to quickly nip to the fridge. Right, grab that. I'm going to the fridge.
Right, so guys, I've got etiquette and I also have 16 charisma. And I'm pretty sure that last time we were doing haggling, we had sent Kiara in because she had better skills to be able to. What were we bartering for? Was it the porn pictures? Because
you've got high. No, but you maybe Cornate hypnotised that guy. So because you've got high charisma, what I'll do is I'll give you one chance to haggle. But what I want to know is how hard are you going to try and push it on the price? How far do you want to push it? Because I'm going to make that change the difficulty of the check.
Right, so hold on.
So she's offering you 2 grand. What are you going to go for?
Right, hold on. I know fuck all about D&D before this, right? I've done 26 games. This is the first time I've ever came across it. But in my mind terms, the fact that she's making 15,000 off that and she's offering 2 doesn't seem very fair. I think I wouldn't be like aggressive with her. I would probably actually go in and try and be like, I'm quite sweet and I'm little and I'm young. I would go in and
out of combat.
Speak to her. Yeah.
Out of combat, you're quite sweet.
And yeah, but I'm not in combat just now.
Okay, so you want to make a charisma check to try and barter or haggle, but that's fine. I'm going to give you a roll, but I want to know how far you're going to try and push her because that's going to change how difficult your roll is.
Hold on. Well, 2 seconds because I want to ask something.
Uh-huh.
Can I do a charisma check to see just before I start haggling with her? Can I do like a charisma check with her to see if I can get her friendly first?
I mean, she's already in quite high spirits. She's already made quite a good connection with Darrow. You guys know Torm. She's already very friendly.
Okay. What do I need to?
Johnny says, eat the merchant with the bear, double cross the bitch. He's still upset that Knee-High and Great Jaw got swindled. So thanks for watching, Johnny.
Right, what do I need to roll to see if I can
Wait,
haggle with her?
I want to know how much you're trying to haggle, though, and then I'm going to change the difficulty of your roll.
But not aggressively. I'm not aggressively.
No.
You know
I'm giving you it on a charisma roll. You're charismatically haggling, but I want to know how much you're trying to haggle.
She's
Do you want amount of money? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. If she's offering you two grand, how much are you going to go?
I don't fucking know. I hadn't thought it through that far. It sounded like a shitty offer.
Well, if she offers you 2001, would you take it?
No, because that's just insulting.
What are you going to go for?
I would ask her for 5. I would ask her for 5. That's a nice round percentage of what she's making of it. I would go in and ask at 5, and then I would probably ask her nicely to just explain why she had offered us 2.
At 5, she'll flat out say no and say, don't worry about it. I don't need it that bad.
Yeah. One thing. With other things, for an actual horse, we get a quarter of the value. Most of the things we've been getting a quarter of the sale value.
Yes, quarter of the sale value. But this doesn't have the same resale value to anyone else. It only has resale value. She can only make it have the resale value. It's a buyer's market.
The next town that we're going, but the next town we're going to is a trading town, isn't it? That's why she wants to go there.
But this. So how much did we say she could sell the complete things for?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That's 2 meta. What she's offering is 2.
What I was saying, so given she has to work on these things.
Trevor says go for 3, Tammy.
Under a quarter.
Okay.
Right, I'll give you charisma -5 to get 3. So roll charisma -5 to get 3. So what's your charisma?
My charisma is 14, I think. Let me double check in case it's higher. Charisma 16.
16. So roll an 11 or lower on a d20, and she'll give you it. You son of a bitch.
Yes! Suck on it!
You son of a bitch, right? 3,000, she says, how can I resist your charms? You obviously know what this is worth, blah, 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 blah. And she'll cave and she'll say, okay, 3,000 gold. You're obviously no kid. She looks at you and she smiles, because you're very young. And she looks at you, you're obviously no kid. Yeah, 3 grand. I'll give you what it's worth. There you go. And she'll start looking in a chest through the back for some of the bigger, more expensive gems. And just give you it like that.
I'd very kindly be like, thank you. Give it a look. Because guys, thank you so much. I thought I was fucking that up there and you're all going to hate me.
Well, at the end of the day, it's always a roll, eh?
Yep.
It's always a roll, eh? It was just up to you to decide how difficult that roll was. You know, if you went for 4 grand, I would have said okay, but with -8. If you went for 10 grand, I would have said with -10. You know.
I rolled a 4 though, so.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a killer roll.
That was decent.
Killer roll.
I shall have a quiet word with the lady and pull out the halfling leather. Explain that obviously whoever made this made a mistake, but since it is enchanted, possibly she may be able to reuse the materials.
If the enchantment is, if it's a cursed enchantment, then no, it's worthless to me. It's worthless to anybody. You should throw it away. You should bury it. Really.
Well, would you mind destroying it for us? I wouldn't like it to get into the wrong hands.
I mean, since as you've already bent me over backwards and took 3,000 for these Umber Hulks, then I guess I'll do that for you as well, seeing as I'm in such a giving mood, I suppose. Yes, right. I'll sort that out for you.
Thank you very much.
Anything else that you'd like me to take care of for you?
Yeah, I mean, how much money do we all have as our shares about now, Dave?
1 second.
You've got a lot of money now. Again, you had a lot of money once, spent it all, you've got a lot of money again, I think.
Okay, at the present moment, we've got the equivalent of 6,000 gold pieces in total. And that's between 5 of us, yes? Cornaith. Oh, no, sorry, and Eleanor as well, so that's between 6
It's
of us.
between 6. You've got about 1,000 each.
So 1,000 each. Do you want to take 1,000 out of the pot each?
Do we take it out of the pot each, or do we just...
It's a good time to split it, but it depends, because some groups don't split it, some groups keep it in a pot.
Well, I'm gonna say, guys, that I'm happy if we're splitting it. Keep my portion and put it in the communal one. I've got, like, I'm not needing or gems, and I'm with you guys just now anyway. So I'm happy for my share of this to go into something collective.
With 1,000.
Remember, you could carry your wealth as jewelry and wear it. You could have nice earrings and necklaces.
I do. I've got necklaces. I think I bought 2 big necklaces, and I changed a lot of my gold into gems. Just because I, in my own head, imagined that my character would be like traveling and like moving all the time, not have somewhere to keep stuff. Want to be like.
Well, with how common gems are and being used as currency, I want to say that it's quite easy for you for flavour to just say that you carry a lot of your wealth as fancy jewellery and wear it if you want. Easy enough.
Yeah.
But like actually in game, I did do that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of other things. Say one, I want to know what the alchemist has, whether there's a potion that may interest any of us. And the other thing is, given we're resting for a day, Trevor and the Macabre want to learn something of Cornaith.
You want to learn a spell?
I wanted to have a go at learning sleep or magic missile.
Okay.
And I wanted to try practicing with this rapier and see...
Cornaith would be totally compliant with that. I'd be happy for you to learn from his spellbook. There is loads of stuff around here. You've got Lake Elton, there's a fishing village called Wilbur, a mining town called Layham, and a fishing and mining town called Wystone. But they're all very, very, very small. And, yeah, sorry. The rumours of Mamor do not apply. Forget everything she said about the place. I'm really sorry. I got that confused. Tune in to next week's episode.
Don't worry, it's just a lingering effect of the Umber Hulk.
Yeah. I've got confusion from the Umber Hulk from last week. So I'll put it back on the town map.
You might have heard about this place up the road.
Oh, you guys are still on the town map. It's fine.
Yeah. So the alchemist
It's the unicorn's horn.
Sorry guys, let me get a drink.
You're right. The unicorn's horn. There's an alchemist shop in Elton owned by Miles Cromwell. And this, I've got it here actually, the potions that are available, the specials are, he has potions of Stone Giant Strength for 400 gold pieces, Animal Friendship for 200 gold pieces, and Water Breathing for 400 gold pieces.
Well, guess which one Darrow is interested in.
Well, he's only got one of those.
You can't swim, Darrow, can you? Is it the water potion?
No, Stone Giant Strength.
What's that?
Gives you like a 20 strength or 21 strength.
Okay.
Shit. Oh well, I kind of was interested in the sleeping, the water breathing.
I'm looking at Darrow's money.
So for Kiara, a potion of water breathing is 200 gold pieces. And if you roll me 1d4, I'll tell you how many he's got available. There's only one potion of Stone Giant Strength, Darrow. So he's got 3 of those available. The potions of water breathing. He's also got potions for 200 each. And there's potions of Animal Friendship. I would say he's got 1d4 of them available as well.
Oh, nice.
But the potions of Stone Giant Strength, there is only one.
That's what I don't. So, just because in case you thought I was steal them before, yeah, I just got excited.
Yes, I can just see Kiara walking out of town to the nearest stables, drinking one of those potions, then walking away with a herd of horses.
into the woods, Sninkanook. I'll be straight into the woods. I've got a horse and a bear. What is their name?
Right. So you
an owed 350 by Corneille.
are
So
you?
he so he and what someone else owed money as well. Was Sneaky Nook owed money?
I think so, but he's a great wizard. It's an honour to give him the money.
But he's accumulated 1,000 EP, which will.
You guys have got like
So-
1,000 each though. You got 1,000 each from the last split. So
Yeah.
a potion of
So
potion of stone giant strength's nothing to you.
Damo wants to buy it.
Okay, so take it. So that's no longer available.
Even I'm looking at the money he already had.
Oh, you could already get it.
I could already get it. We
Oh
don't.
my god.
We let it until we officially split the party loot.
You're just gonna get with what you've got already. Okay. And Tammy, how many of those water breathing potions did you want to buy?
3.
Okay. Anybody else want to get them, or are you gonna let Kiara buy them all?
Oh, sorry guys, just I'm not buying them to like hoard them for myself. I was just buying them because they'll be handy if someone needs them.
Why don't we buy 3 water-breathing potions from the party loot?
There you go. Good idea.
Well, okay, that's fair enough. How many animal friendships did you have?
1d4.
Okay, can I take 2? How much are they?
You've got to roll 1d4. See how many there is.
Okay. 2.
So he's got 2 of those available. Potions of animal friendship.
Does anyone mind if I take both of from my own things, or would some?
No?
Yeah, fine.
Can I take 2 of the both? Got?
Okay. So you just cleared him out of potions. This guy's shop is empty.
But he's got a full till.
How much money did he just make? 400 plus 600 is 1,000 plus... He just got 1,400 gold pieces from you guys.
I
I
usually
think
be
he
happy.
looks very
It
surprised.
was 1,500. I think it was 500 for the stone giant. wasn't
No,
it?
400, mate.
In which case I've done myself.
Go ahead and leave a tip for the dungeon master. Accept tips. Aye,
He
400.
looks surprised. I mean, he hasn't got any healing potions?
Nope, no healing potions here.
Good lord. Call yourself an alchemist?
All out, I'm afraid. Been a lot of travellers going up to the fair, and the county fair up in Asanda. A lot of travellers, a lot of adventurers.
Dangerous, is it?
No, it's the road's dangerous these days, but there's there's combat tournaments and stuff. It's a fair. There's tourneys, so there's a lot of would-be jousters and would-be knights and things like that around, going up and down.
What are they?
You Slinky Nook has no idea, eh? Yeah, so what you hear about Asanda, the next town on the road up, is there's a county fair there all year round, but in the spring and in the autumn it gets bigger, and people come from further and further away, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you've got circus acts, you've got the market gets bigger with travelling, traders from further away with more exotic items, and then you get there's tournaments, so you've got jousting and fighting with dulled swords and all that, all that medieval fair shit, all that cool shit, all of that. So there's people on the
thing with this. The thing with this. Oh my god, what the fuck's it called? I'm sorry, I've lost brain cells. Where they go on the horses with the spears, jousting.
Yeah, jousting. There's that.
Is that what that's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, amazing. I'm sorry, guys.
Sounds
Now,
dangerous.
His head at the idea of people charging around on horses with lances.
Don't like that idea.
Well, I shall return to the the stable and make sure that Charlemagne is still in one piece. Nobody's been
Charlemagne
bear
is
baiting him.
no. Charlemagne is unmolested, as are the horses.
It is. And did Makar get a chance to try and learn some spells off of Cornaith?
Yeah, Cornaith is totally cooperative with that, so you just need to make the appropriate rolls.
Right. How many could you have a go at today? 1, 2?
Yeah. Well, how long does it take to do them? I think you can do them. You can easily do them both. I think.
Managed to learn quite a lot in one session, didn't Cornette?
Yeah. I think it's an hour per level or something.
Well, there's 2 particularly, but I don't know what other ones he's got that.
Also, there's a roll. There's a roll for how many.
Isn't his spell list open? Can't you just click on his character?
You should have access to his character. Also, there is a roll for how many pages each spell takes in your spellbook. I do keep track of that. So when you learn it, you have to roll for how many pages it takes.
Because you have to have them.
Yeah, and I think. I can't remember. It's.
Character, Trevor?
Let me have a look at it. See if I can find it. It'll be in the Dungeon Master's Guide, I think. Magic. Spell research. Nope. Spellbooks. How many pages in a spellbook? Each spell requires a number of pages equal to its level, plus 0 to 5 additional pages. So it's, for level 1, it's 1 plus 1d6 minus 1.
It's 1d6 at level 1.
Yeah, it's 1d6 at level 1.
Is there a limited number of pages then?
Yeah, so your spellbook's limited.
Alright, okay.
No spellbook can have more than 100 pages. Your standard spellbook that you start with would have 50. And no travelling spellbook can have more than 50.
Then you end up needing another spellbook.
Yep. So your standard spellbook that you start with would be 50 pages. And your spells take 1d6 pages each.
Right, so I don't know how many pages his existing 5 have taken.
So you need to work that out.
For it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for it.
Let's roll for that. Just 5d6, I guess.
Yeah. There you go, 24 pages you've got used.
How did you, sorry if nobody minds, how did you work out that it was 5d6?
Because he's got 5 spells in his book. And I'm reading from the Dungeon Master Guide. How many pages does a spell take in a spellbook?
So his first spell is 3 pages, second spell 6. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Is that
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. That's because I think I am picking up like the dice as we're going. So I just.
I've copy pasted it into
Okay. Oh yeah.
Roll20 so you can read
in
it.
chat. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
He's obviously got large handwriting if these spells take 6 pages.
It's not just you've got writing words there though. You've got all like. You've got little pictures of how to do gestures and hand movements and notes.
Incantations.
Yeah,
and
you'll have
sigils and
notes about how much of each ingredient to use with the components and everything. That's why it takes up several pages. One page will be components and like what each one does and how you like twist it and break each one. One page will be like the hand gestures, and then one page will be this, etc. That's why it takes. It's not just writing. That's why it takes a few pages.
It's like a book of shadows. Like a book of shadows.
It's something that I do like to be pedantic about because I like the idea of can you get to level 3, 4, but you're like, oh man, I need to get a new spellbook. I can't learn any more spells, and it's like then you've got a quest, get a new spellbook. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So I like that semantic bit of it. We use that in this game.
I'm wondering how many pages in. It's got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So,
19.
Trevor, you just need to roll your chance to learn spell, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, so I think it's 65%.
Go ahead and roll those. Tell me which one's which then.
Yeah, so it's Start with sleep.
Okay. Good luck.
Oh, yes.
You're nice, yep. So you copy sleep into your book.
Yeah, I'll just roll and see how many pages.
Roll
that is.
1d6 and see how many pages it is, yep. It takes 5 pages.
You may have changed since you did
So that-
coordinate stuff. How many pages there are?
No, because I remember using that when we did it.
Another question.
Yep.
So when you roll the 1d100 to see if he's able to copy it in, or
Yep.
what comes up, is that like a percentage?
Yeah, that's a percentage, and he's got
Yeah.
65%
Yeah.
chance, so he needs to roll 65 or lower.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And that was sleep, yeah.
Sleep. So
What-
I'll let him properly later. And the other one was magic missile. So
Good luck.
let's see whether he can work that one out. Can't understand that
No.
one at all.
So he couldn't understand it when he was trying to copy the notes. He just could not decipher it, and he failed to learn magic missile. Now you can't attempt that again until you level up.
That's odd. He hasn't got magic missile written down on his character sheet.
I don't think he actually has magic missile. I think it's an opposition spell for him. To be honest, I don't think he can use it because I remember him being shocked when he first saw someone cast it. I think.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you're right.
I don't think he has magic missile in his book even. So yeah, I don't think that one's
you did-
valid.
Could he try and learn that from Kiara?
Kiara has it, yeah.
Kiara
Yeah, I
has
haven't.
a different system, so
You can still copy it from her with her cooperation though. He's still got the time to study it. He's got her notes.
Yeah, we can do what Cornaith and I used to do, which is where when we had the night, we would sit down and we would do it and copy them and do them for each other.
Yeah.
okay.
We can do that.
So you failed magic missile. Looking at Cornaith, how many Cornaith spells that you can work out? Presumably, detect magic and read magic are universal, so you've already got them, haven't you?
I start every level 1 mage with detect magic and read magic.
Burning hands.
He's got burning hands. He's got scare, sleep.
No, I'm going down the first level.
Oh, you're going
spell.
first level first. Okay, I'll bring his character
Burning
sheet up.
hand, you tried sleep, chromatic orb, identify mount, and I know you've got armor.
Do you want to know what Kiara had in case they're to copy that? Or will they be the same?
Apart from magic missile, because he can't use magic missile, but you have it.
But you
Okay.
may have something else, I don't know.
You may have something else. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna have a look. I have like web. This might not be relevant, guys, and if it's not.
Web is second level? Or is
Yeah.
it first level?
Second.
Right, I have sleep, read magic, magic missile, enlarge, charm person, and web.
Yep. Web's your only second level.
They're in my spell book, so they're ones that someone could copy. Is that right?
Yes, so enlarge is one that isn't in Cornace. The charm person I know is one that Andrew
yeah.
has already got.
Yes.
Is this because we bought some?
Oh,
Yeah, you bought spells.
That's why I've got different ones. I was just trying to.
I think that'll do for now anyway.
So just sleep, and you failed magic missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
enlarge may prove useful for you in the mid-term because you do 10% extra damage
Per level.
per level.
Yeah. So it may be better later. Like, it's good for if Kiara casts it, because she casts it at level 5. So it's 50% extra damage.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you get to be a moderate level as a fighter magic user, then doing extra damage will be quite useful. But you don't necessarily want it now.
Yeah.
At the moment, I put 5 spells in his because we decided he had 5 spells initially. But
Yep.
I haven't included read magic and write magic in that? Should I add them in?
Yeah, add those in, man. I always say read magic and write magic you have at the start.
So, in addition
That's
to
an
the
oversight.
other 5?
Yeah, in addition. If I gave you 5 and I'm saying you have them, then you have to have them in addition. It's only fair.
Right, so I need to work out how much space they've taken in the spell book as well then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you might be getting near like your last few. You might not have that much space left.
Yeah, so I'll roll for those two as well. Let's hope I can roll low for a change, because so far, I'd say he's obviously got very big handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oof. 12 more pages. You may have to think about investing in a new spellbook very soon.
yes.
I've forgotten how much Cornet spent for his spell book.
Doesn't Cornaith have leather binding and doesn't he have like
Yes, he
leather
made
work?
his last spell
Didn't
book.
he
Yeah,
make
made
one?
mine.
And he made Kiara's.
I've made about 41 pages so far. You'll have to learn to write smaller.
But you need to get Cornet to make your spell book at some point whilst he's still with the party.
See whether we get a chance at a...
Best kill something for some leather.
Yeah.
It does have to be special leather.
Tammy's saying in the chat in Roll20, I've my character sheet. I've got spells, armor 3rd level, and not I am level 5. Can I add it to my book?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try and...
I'm level 5 now, but that's sitting there as a scroll.
Why is Armour saying 3rd level? It's a 1st level spell.
Yeah, but she's got a scroll of armor,
Yeah.
and it's written at a 3rd level.
Oh, right.
Level.
Okay.
That's a scroll, Tammy. So that's a spell. You can either learn that spell, copy that spell into your spell book, or you can use that as a single casting. That's what a scroll is. So a scroll, you can either learn the magic from it, and it's used up, or you can use it once and it's used up. So you can cast armor straight from the scroll.
And a hint, Tammy, as Cornet has the spell,
There's no point
you
learning
can
it.
get to teach you the spell. It's not worth using the scroll for that. So it's
Is
worth.
that okay?
Yeah, either of
So
us.
Yeah,
it's
I
more
was just-
useful.
It's been kept separate on intentionally because it's better off being used as a scroll rather than being in my book.
It's more useful
Yeah?
for when you find that
Okay.
you've lost the protection and we're camping in the wilderness.
Yep.
And you go,
yeah.
oh, you need to cast armor again.
Okay.
And you can use that.
Yeah, 100% more useful like that.
See, okay, I didn't mean to interrupt Trevor doing his thing either. I just
So if you want to try and learn it off me, or Cornaith could try and teach it to you, that's all fine. And if you want to try learning the tumbling, when we get spare time, I'll try teaching you that. It'll probably take a little while.
I think that's a good idea.
Learning learning weapon and non-weapon
time.
proficiencies. That is what you're doing in your downtime. So whenever you've got like some time around the campfire or whatever, if you're learning tumbling, you're either practicing that by yourself or someone that's got that skill is teaching you.
Yeah.
So yeah, in your spare time you will have Andy Macar will be trying to teach you tumbling now. And I believe Sneaky Nook is learning the rapier.
I'm practicing rapier at the moment, yes.
Okay.
What is that?
Rapier's a fencing sword.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by fencing, eh?
Yeah, like a bendy.
Yeah. Not so much. I don't think it's so bendy. I think that's just in the.
pokey. A sharp pokey.
Yeah, I think fencing is a sport based around rapier style sword fighting. So a real rapier isn't bendy; it's sharp and deadly. Picture Arya Stark's sword. That's like a rapier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
that's
a big
sport sword,
giant.
it's a
The short one.
It's a short one. Yeah.
rapier's bigger.
What the three musketeers fenced with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like Zorro.
Yes. Zorro's a rapier.
Okay.
It's a long.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the difficulty I've got is that it's a different style. I mean, I'm familiar with long swords.
Longsword
this
is
a closed weapon because a longsword is a strength-based weapon.
Yep.
Whereas a rapier is a dexterity-based weapon.
Yes.
So I need to get used to it and spend a weapon proficiency on it, but that will take time. But at the present moment, it's still better, even with -2 for non-familiarity.
Even with even without proficiency for using it, you're still better off using it because it's a +4.
Off. Yeah.
When you've got proficiency in that, that becomes a badass weapon. That was a nice roll.
The downside is, of course, if we come up with it against anything that needs +3 weapons to hit, guess who's going to be in the front line?
It's the most fun in the front line.
Not for a thief.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as the afternoon goes on, I shall pop along to see Mistress Elise just to make sure that everything's sorted out for today and we are leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, she'll be leaving after breakfast.
And I will politely inquire as to how long she expects it to take us to get to is it Silverhome? Given travelling days and staying in town days, because I would just like to know how many spare days we
Silverhall, I actually wrote it out even with her stops, because she does a couple of nights in some places and 3 days in some places. Even at her pace, I think you get there in about 20 days. Or 20, it was something like 20 to 25 days.
It's something I specifically asked.
So yeah, we can have a look at the map.
Because it was something at one point, this was before the covered reason for rushing there, when Darrow thought he needed to get there.
So I've not drawn the towns on yet, but I know roughly where they're going to be. So from Asanda, which is where you'll be tomorrow, you've got 1 day's travel to the halfway in, and then you've got 1 day's travel to another town, and you just stop overnight. Then it's just another overnight. Then it was just another overnight. Then it was just another overnight. Then another overnight. Another overnight, sorry. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8. So from Asanda to Stonehaven is 9 days. You're in Asanda for 3 days, and then it's 9 days to Stonehaven. So in 12 days, you're in Stonehaven, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then Stonehaven to Silverhall is 1, 2, 3. So she's in Stonehaven for a couple of days. I think 3. Oh no, wait. Add on 2 days. Add on 2 days because she goes to Flinburg as well.
Do we need to keep track of this?
What did I say?
It's just trying to figure out roughly how many days. You were saying 12 days.
12 to Stonehaven. Add 2. Sorry. Add 2. So
that's 14 days to there.
No, to Stonehaven. To here. Sorry. Let me ping you. 14 days to here. So you stop there for 3 days, and then it's 1, 2, 3 to Silverhall. So 14.
17.
Yeah.
So if we allow 3 days for broken wheels and
so it's 14. It's 14 to get there. She stops there for 3 days, so that's 17, 18, 19, 20 days to Silverhall at her schedule. If she stays on schedule, 20 days.
Okay. Well, I suggest we add 4 days in, just as contingency.
Yeah,
so
that's expected.
Yeah. So at the present moment,
got about 3 weeks to spare.
Yeah. So you are leaving Elton in the morning, and that'll be you on how many days left? 44?
So it takes
it'll be 44 tomorrow, yes.
Yep, so it's 44 tomorrow. It's a day's travelling, or less than a day's travelling to Asanda. But then you've got 3 days in Asanda.
Yeah.
3 nights. So half a day, 2 full days.
Have we been here before?
No.
Asanda was where we were going.
Yeah, Asanda's where you're going next. You're on the map, cool. So.
Okay.
Asanda's
Are there any nights where we are going to be camping out on the road? or are we staying in a village town each night?
There is a village or town each night.
That's fine.
Hang on. Here on the map you see the halfway in, so it's just a road in. That's where you'll stop after Asanda. Then there's another town here. I've not drawn it on yet. And then she goes up to Flinburg, comes back down the road to here, and then it's one day between each town.
Right.
Okay.
Until
I just wanted to check that we weren't going to be camping out.
No, she doesn't camp out.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. I think I will have a quiet night in. I mean, I'm not going to bother going to the inn. I mean, nothing could beat last night's experience.
I'll put you back on that map.
I need to go to the inn to forget last night's experience.
Yep.
Are you going to go to the inn that she recommended?
Yes.
You're going to go to the Golden Lodge this time, eh?
And if she's there, I'll buy her a drink.
Should either be there celebrating getting one over us or drowning her sorrows.
Okay, so are you going to go there then, Darrow? And who's going to go with him?
I'm staying in the stable. Nothing could. As I say, I had a good night last night.
Okay. Anyone else going to the Golden Lodge with Darrow for a drink?
I'm not prepared to go.
Yeah, Kiara will.
Okay.
What about Adamankar? Is he going for a drink?
He's going to have an early night after trying to learn these spells.
After the studying.
His head is spinning.
Okay, so you're going to the Golden Lodge.
Yeah.
The Golden Lodge. Busy tavern with a few small rooms. Also, it's an inn as well. In Elton, owned by Olivia Underball. The specials are duck with barley biscuits and a coffee, duck with rice and a tankard of beer, or turnip casserole with barley biscuits and a glass of wine. But she does, as told you by Otel, she does have a Dwarven ale.
Yeah.
And Otel told you it was better than at the Nag and Saddle. And I remember you rolled a 3 for the Nag and Saddle, so roll a D7 plus 3.
Yeah. Which hold on. What is it to do a roll?
Actually, just do D6 plus 4, because you can do that with the dice roller. That'll be easier.
D6. Okay.
Yep,
D6.
do D6 plus 4. This is how good out of 10 it is.
So this is, hold on, if you don't mind explaining why it rolls. So it can't be any lower than 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you
it's gonna be a 5 or better.
So you roll a D6 to add up out of 10 what it is.
Well, yeah, I still want it to have variety to how good it is, but I want it to be at least at a certain level, because she said it was better. So it's going to be, instead of being 1 to 10, it's going to be 5 to 10.
Any less.
Yeah,
because it can't be any less than the one at the Nag and Saddle, because
Yeah, so because I rolled 1 to 10 at the Nag and Saddle, because I wanted it to be between 1 and 10 how good it was. This one I wanted to be between 5 and 10 how good it was. So that's D6 plus 4.
But it's definitely better, so that's why you do the plus instead of that. I'm just trying to work out why you roll like a D6 plus instead of rolling a D10 or roll like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
because obviously I don't.
He's only rolled a 2.
What's going on?
All these rolls, I'm making all this shit up. None of this is in any of the books. Like, I've made all this up from the get go. And the guy.
This is probably the worst way to learn how to play D&D.
Yeah, this is made up D&D that you're playing, Tammy. This is made up rules.
I'll try and join a real game of D&D, and they'll be like, "Get the fuck!"
No one else makes up rules for drinking and hangovers and stuff like that. It's just because it's me that's doing it. So he's rolled a 2, so he's not rolled well. So that means it's a 6 though. So it's still much better than the Dwarven ale that they had at the Nag and Saddle.
If you wanted to be very specific about it, then you could say that obviously the 4 is actual quality of the ale, and then the D6 rolls to decide what Darrow, if he likes it, like how much he likes.
Yeah, you could even say that.
That's like very, very, very picked apart.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, you're picking it apart. But I suppose it does, because it's everyone's taste is different, so you've got to allow for that. So I guess that is what we're rolling for as well. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Basically, it's okay. However, we'll have a couple, but if it isn't good enough to be worth getting, even over next day.
Yeah, it's not good enough. A 6 isn't good enough when you're traveling the next day for you to be making saving throws for hangovers.
Loads.
Yeah. So you're choosing not to make any saving throws, so you're not going mad. But you'll have a drink. And they, like I said, they serve food in the place as well. It was duck, I think, they were serving today.
Yes.
You've got duck with barley biscuits, or duck with rice, or turnip casserole with barley biscuits.
Turnip casserole.
I mean, birds aren't things that dwarves particularly encounter much.
No.
Especially given you say that Rockholm is a huge travel to get above ground.
It is a very long travel. So actually, although there's a city above it, there's no connection between the two cities. You have to go all the way down on along the Gold Road to Silverhall, to then come back along the Silver Road to get to Stonehaven.
So it's slightly strange tasting meat, this, but
if you're following along on the Obsidian portal, you can see how much everything costs. So we don't need to think about that and work out everything. You can take that off your own sheets later. I've got everything is all written out these days. I've totally caught this thing up. It's going to be a handy tool the way we're using it.
I love it. It's like my favourite thing just now.
Yeah, I'm quite... Now that everything's caught up...
Picking through it really is. Yeah.
So if I click on Tavern...
Yep.
And then...
Then you'll see all the taverns in the game so far.
I like it so much.
Which one is this? The Golden Lodge, is it?
Yep.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
It's handy, isn't it? They've also got inn, if they're an inn as well. So if they have rooms, it's got the inn tag as well. And also it's got brothel if there's working girls there as well. It's a realistic game.
I know, which is what I thought.
We can't pretend that's not going on.
The one in the port, Triumphant Ogre.
Yeah, the Triumphant Ogre. So it's a brothel, inn and tavern.
Yes.
I didn't go so far as to make a prostitute tag for the girls, but yeah.
I haven't got all the pubs in Machina there.
Have I not got the machine arms?
You've got the Machina arms. It's the posh one and the one with the better beer aren't there.
Alright, okay, so Machina. Yeah, I haven't added it, so make a note that I've got to add the other pub in Machina.
Yeah.
Which I can quickly tell you is Thistledown.
Yeah, the Thistledown, I think.
Okay, well, hang on.
Where Darrow went drinking.
What's your...
Blah, until something unfortunate happened to Blah. And he became less sociable.
Well, it's easy done. I'll not bother putting in the name of the guy and everything that owns it, but we can do it. So I'll remind me and I'll put in the rest of the details for that bar then, like who owns it and everything. For now we're back in Elton at the Golden Lodge. Here we go.
Yeah. So okay, so I had something there, and then and if the armourer did appear, Captain Smith armourer, I would have bought her a drink.
Okay. So let's say she does come. Because she was, she recommended this place to you. She says it's a good bar. She's going to come for a drink. So Ottild is in the Golden Lodge. You're going to go and buy her a drink?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. She's very grateful to receive a drink from you, Darrow. She'll ask you and your friends to sit down with her and have a drink.
Yes, Makiara's here, and I can't remember. Did Andamakar come?
No, just Kiara. It was actually just you and Kiara, sorry.
Yeah.
So we have.
I'd probably buy Darrow a drink to. I think I've been a dick actually lately. Kind of ignored him for a lot of stuff and really fucked up that deal with the stuff.
So you buying Darrow a drink as well? You buy Darrow a drink?
Yeah, buy a drink. Just apologise. I'll maybe hold my hands up a little bit. I'm just young and he's quite old. I feel like I'm maybe just.
He's a stripling at 63.
Yeah, he's a young dwarf.
I'm like 18 though.
As opposed to Andamakar, who's a stripling at 100 and something.
Yep.
I suppose maybe more authoritative then rather than older.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm maybe Yes,
you look down.
But yeah, I would want to buy you a drink and just kind of not like make a big thing out of it, but just acknowledge that I had noticed and apologise a little bit.
He's very nobly taken on the role of leader at the party, Darrow. So he's may not be the oldest, but he's got the
perfectly though.
Yeah, he's got the responsibility. Yeah. He's the, he has that role. Whether he's not the oldest or not doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're like the authority.
I think his lawful alignment and his piousness and his role as a cleric and a champion kind of pushed him in that direction.
I've pushed your boundaries a little bit, I think.
So.
But it wasn't good. Great dwarven ale.
It's not the best, but Oddhill's very, very happy for this great adventurer and hero to be buying her a drink. She's, I mean, she's friendly. The people in town know her. Like I said, she's a friendly and fair trader. And you've just done some good business with her. You've just, you've just taken 3,000 gold pieces from her. She's very, very friendly with you.
Am I?
Are you what?
Sorry, I was waiting.
No, go ahead.
Am I? No, sorry. Am I cock-blocking Darrow taking her for a drink?
No, not at all.
Okay. I was just trying to get a feel for the vibe. I was like, oh shit, am I?
I don't know. I mean, when Darrow meets a friendly female dwarf, does he ask her if she's married or not? Is he that kind of dwarf, or is he too busy? He seems like he might be too busy a man for that kind of thing. Like.
Yeah.
On his mind.
He's a man on a mission.
Ale is his main non-work activity.
I mean, just like anything, mate, it's a dice roll to try your luck, isn't it? If you want to, go ahead. It's up to yourself.
Yeah, Kiara can get a carry.
Well,
I don't know if she's that kind of dwarf, Darrow. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but anyway, she's very friendly. She's very happy that you bought her a drink. She's going to buy you a drink if you continue to stay in the tavern for the rest of the night. She'll stay there with you for the rest of the night until she goes home. She's working tomorrow. She won't go home too late. She won't drink a lot. She's a dwarf.
Tomorrow, so it's no more than 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, that's sensible for her. She's working tomorrow. She's got Umber Hulk armor to make. I guess she would ask you if you're interested in. Obviously, she would give you the money for the material back, but would you be interested in one of these suits of armor when they're made? Would you want me to make one Darrow-sized? And she looks you up and down.
Well, hang on. I've got this because I've got that I picked up off Norm.
You've got something really good. It was off Torm, wasn't it? You got like plate mail +1 or something pretty good. You've got really good armor class now.
It was field plate.
+1. Field plate +1, eh?
sounds right. I'm just looking.
Now this, she's making full plate +1 armor out of this, and she's going to sell this for, I don't know, 15 to 50,000 gold pieces, maybe more. But she's going to offer it to you for 15,000. She says if you come back in 3 weeks, or any time after that, that's how long it takes me to make it. If you come any time after 3 weeks, I could have made you, to your size, a set of Umber Hulk armor, full plate.
I'm not sure if I'll have the money.
Well, she's gonna after you having such good interactions with her and buying her drinks, she's gonna look at you and smile and maybe give a wink and say, "How about I just make one Darrow-size enemy and then just leave it in the shop, and then maybe someday some Darrow-sized hero might want a set of armor, or if you don't swing by, maybe some other Darrow-sized hero can take it, and I'll just have it there."
I don't know. I don't know what errand I will be on next for my church.
Maybe I just make it and leave it in the shop there, and then you never know.
Might need it. Don't say no, Darrow.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I do get it, but
Well, she's well.
yeah, I'll have. I don't know.
I mean, one she'll definitely be making human size for sure. She probably would have normally made both human size, but she's willing to make one dwarf size in the hopes that you might come back for it, and if you don't, some other dwarf adventurer would take it.
Yeah.
Unreal warrior you would be with that.
I'd say it'll be interested, but
And remember, the +1 on armor halves its weight for encumbrance,
yeah, he's not one who will.
for purposes of
Obviously.
encumbrance.
I think he doesn't know he'll be able to afford, and he's not going to promise to be in the area, but it'd be nice if I come back and visit there.
Yeah. Well, she says that she'll make it, and any time after 3 weeks it'll be there. And if you don't come back for it, then she'll just sell it to someone else that it'll match. It'll get sold. She doesn't mind doing that and making it, and she'll have one human size and one dwarf size, and if you come back, you come back.
Yeah.
She likes you,
It's a
Darrow.
no commitment offer.
Yep.
I would take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he gets on with her.
Well, you're a friend of Torm's.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a great fan of Torm. She's a fan of his work.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is his work that I'm wearing at the moment.
So she'll look it up. She'll ask you to stand up so she can have a. She wants to get a good look at it. Are you gonna let her have a good look at it?
Yeah.
That way, she's gonna get a good chance to kind of measure you up at the same time. So she'll get a look. She lifts up your arms, looks under the armpits. She has a good pad of the shoulder. Yeah. Okay. I know all I need to know. This is beautiful work. Beautiful work, and she's having a real good look at it. Oh, so intricate. Oh, the detail. Oh, it's beautiful, and she's really impressed, and she's really fangirling over Torm's work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, getting a measure of you as well. Take from that what you will.
Yeah. I think he'll.
So, is there any other business in the Golden Lodge in this tavern tonight? Do Andy McCarr, you are just resting, you said, after studying. Kiara, you were with Darrow. Do you want to do anything else in the bar?
I think I'll probably just
You were quietly
Have a
third
couple of
wheeling, eh?
chill. Yeah, I'm just going to quietly take myself off a little bit to the side, chill by myself for a little while, and then probably just fuck off and sleep with the bear.
Okay.
But happy, I've had quite a chill night. Just going to leave him. And she was really nice today, and we managed to get an extra 1,000 gold pieces out of her. So Yeah, it would be like a chill, nice night.
Okay.
But I would probably leave after
So,
a few.
Sneaky Nook, any business?
No, I'm just getting a good night's sleep
And
for the journey tomorrow.
Andy McCarr, any business?
Well, I don't believe so. No.
Okay, so we could fast forward to the next day and the morning. Where do you want to have breakfast?
Back at the saddle. That's where we booked breakfast, isn't
Okay.
it?
And you're on, it's 44 days now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after breakfast, do you want to just skip through breakfast and hit the road?
Okay.
Alright.
Well, I had an early night. I could get up for a proper breakfast before we go.
Yeah, so go ahead and get a good breakfast. You don't need to worry about rations right now at this point in the game because you're like go town to town, so you're eating well. Everyone's got fresh water.
Before I was...
Take a packed lunch with us.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can have fresh food on the road. You can take food from the tavern with you. There's no need to eat rations. Everyone's got good food. I'll go back onto the world map if we're hitting the road.
Please tell me somebody else has got this song in their head.
Someone else has got what?
That song in their head when you said that.
What, hit the road?
On the road again.
On the road again, yeah. I have now.
That's all that pops in my head. Anything.
On the road again. Right, okay, so we're back on the road.
Well done.
We zoom in. So, Elton to Asanda. Let me just get the ruler out. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Do music with my friends. I just can't wait to get on the road again. I'm proper like twisting it out the road. So to make it straight. So we've got 14 kilometres. How long does that take?
14 kilometres.
Main road.
On a main road, that's not long at all.
Well, still a minor road, not a major road. But
Okay. 14 kilometres, about a third of a day's travel, so 3 hours or so.
Okay.
Maybe 4.
And you've got 3 nights in Asanda. So you arrive midday with 44 days left, and you're here for 3 nights. Now this is where there is a town fair, and it's, like I say, it gets bigger in the spring and in the autumn. You're in the autumn, so there's people starting to trickle in. It's at the start of it. So the tournaments are not set up yet, the circus is not set up yet. There's a few extra market stalls just now. It's just kind of mostly extra traders right now. There's traders coming in, a lot of traders coming in. That's why Elise wants to stay for a few days, because she just wants to catch some of these traders, make some business here before she moves on.
Fair enough.
Now, let me move on to the map of Asanda.
Is she going to require any protection while she's in the town?
Nope, she has the one guy for that, Artan. You are just expected to accompany her on the road. Oh, there's a tower here. Now Asanda, I don't think I've added in all the shops and everything for Asanda because we've not been on Asanda yet. So I'll do that next week. Asanda is here. Yep. I've not added the pubs and everything to Asanda yet. So you'll find them as you go looking around. But you roll into town at the south entrance. It's a busy town. The market, as you see, is here. So we need to make the first pub and that'll be where Elise will park up. I need to quickly draw that. Give me a second. There you go. Is that on the right layer?
Yeah. Although it's got a village outside the wall. More than one village outside the wall.
Yeah. And there is a tower here as well, you see. I'm going to have to run to the bathroom, guys. But I've give you a tavern. So that's where Elise will go. The Perfume Satyr.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to quickly nip to the bathroom. I'll try and be as quick as I can.
Does anyone mind then if you run to the bathroom if we take well, can we take 5 minutes because I have to let my dog out?
Oh yeah, we haven't took our break tonight, so let's take a 5-minute break, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, so you're in town. The first place that she wants to go is the Perfume Satyr, a tavern. Do you want to go with her?
Well, we normally take her to where she's staying and then leave her.
Okay. So let me get some details for that place then.
Well, I mean, the chances if she stays there, that's probably a reliable place to stay.
You would think.
There you go. Oh wait, no, forget that. I've just copy-pasted something, and it's got Triceratops casserole, but that is not in this setting, so ignore that. Where the hell did that come from? Jeez.
It's like mock Triceratops.
That's the one I wanted. That's the wrong one.
And I'm not sure whether bear casserole will go without.
No. This is the right one. Ham pie, fish steam bun with rice, and veggies cake with nutmeg and leek. There you go. That's the right one. So ignore the first three. That's some made-up fantasy menu from somewhere else. The last three, that's the menu of this place. Sorry about that, folks. I'm all over the place tonight.
Oh, do you know what? I'm fucking hungry as well, and that veggie cake and nutmeg and leek thing sounds actually really good.
It does, like.
Hey. I'm gonna have to make the dish.
If you give me a second, I'll tell you the name of some other bars in town.
Locally caught fish. It's not stock fish or salted fish.
It would be fresh fish. Because you're not far here. Let me just quickly change maps again. From... Let me see exactly where you are here in Asanda. It's a big trading town, so you get everything. Yeah, you're only one day from Lake Elton with the fish, with its fishing villages. So yeah, you get fresh fish.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
I just need to make a note of some names.
Fresh lake caught fish sounds good.
So the name of the landlady here is Juliana Sutton. So that's the menu. That's her name. There's another one, the Burning Dwarf. There's a tavern called the Burning Dwarf.
That's an odd name.
I thought you might want to know about that one.
Not sure about that one.
I'll put it on the map, just so we've got location for it. I'm building this down as we go. I'm on the wrong map here. Here we go. You want to at least have a place to drink. So, the Burning Dwarf is near the market district of the town. A man named Mark Westbrook owns that place. But it's the Perfume Satyr where Elise goes to. And it's when you're in this town. Sorry. So forget what the Untitled Dwarf said at the last town. When you're in this town, it's when you start hearing people talking about the mines. The new mines opened up. So it's the talk of the tavern when you go in the Perfume Satyr. The Perfume Satyr is an inn and tavern, so there's rooms there. The Burning Dwarf is just a tavern.
Brothel?
Sorry?
Is it a brothel?
Are you going to ask and find out?
I would ask, but I'm feeling
Tired.
I'm not going to be high energy role playing at the moment.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We'll finish up at 11 o'clock as we normally would, so we've only got half an hour left. So we'll just get settled into the town. There's no panic about anything. Yeah, if Kiara asks when she goes in there, well, the place is named the Perfumed something, so there might be a wee hint there that there may be.
I know. I don't think I would.
There may be a little.
Outright.
Yeah. Ah, right. Okay.
I would just maybe ask. I would maybe ask about.
Like asking like patrons and stuff.
I would invite. I know. I would inquire about the rooms upstairs.
No, it's strange.
Okay, well,
about how you get one and what happens in them.
It depends who you ask, Kiara. Sorry, I'm spilling Coca-Cola over myself. Depends who you ask. You're gonna ask like drinkers in the bar.
The barkeep. No, I'd ask it's the barkeep or whoever's.
Okay, Juliana Sutton is a woman that owns the place.
Yeah.
I'll be leaving and coming in again because I can't hear Tammy.
No problem.
Oh, is it me maybe?
No, we can hear you.
So no, are you asking her outright, the Juliana Sutton? She's the woman behind the bar. She's the owner of the inn.
Yeah.
You're asking her if there's any special rooms where you can get that kind of service.
Yeah. Well, first I would compliment her on her place. We're just going to go in and.
It is a nice place, the Perfume Saturn. It's very beautifully decorated.
Yes, I would be subtle about asking. I wouldn't just go up and be like, "Here, can." I'm not even going to say it because it's really crude.
Okay,
but no, I wouldn't do that.
Roll a d20 against your charisma then. Charisma or lower. Let's see what you get.
Yes, my charisma. Oh, no way.
She says, nah, we don't have that kind of rooms here. Sorry. And she gives you a funny look.
I would just look around the bar then to see who was there.
Sorry, Trevor.
Yeah, I think using the phrase knocking shop probably was a bad move.
Yeah. Walking in and saying who's wanting pumped was a bad move. Yeah. So she says no.
Yeah.
She says there's no, I'm sorry. She's maybe suspicious of you, maybe thinks you're in the Kingsguard or something, or you're working for them. No, we don't have that kind of behaviour going on here. No, nothing like that.
I'd say that's a shame. It's a shame. It's a nice place.
This is a nice establishment. Bar's busy.
A nice addition. If you did, is all I'm saying. I would just.
Well, the place is quite busy.
She knows I'm not one of the King's fucking guards.
The place is busy with a good mix of patrons, men, women, people travelling to the town, perhaps for the fair, merchants. You might even spot. In fact, give me a 1d4. Someone give me 1d4. Because there's an NPC you might bump into. They're going to be in one of 4 taverns. We'll make this number 1. No, so that you don't bump into them. Never mind.
I'm sorry, guys.
There's no one you recognise here. There's no one you know here.
That's handy.
Yeah, so sorry if I spoke over Tammy, but...
No, it's okay. You couldn't hear her. So, like I said, the general chat around here is there's a new mine opened up in Mamor. I mean, Mamor's just a couple of kilometres up the road, and it's the mining village. And a lot of the guys that live here work in the mines up there.
Yeah.
There's a village there where there's houses too. But some of the guys, they live down here because they've lived down here for years. And there's a new mine opened up. And there's a lot of talk about it. And we'll be spending some time in the tavern. You kind of hear why there's a lot of talk of it. And a lot of talk of it is that apparently there's a new mine opened up, but there's no jobs. There's no new jobs. And that's why everybody's talking about it. The mine got opened up again, but there's no new jobs. No one's getting hired and no one's come in to work there. So it's mysterious and people are talking about it.
Well, that's
so it's open, but nobody... It's open, but nobody's actively mining.
Somebody bought...
So that's it.
Or they're using slaves or some other form of labour.
Well, at this point, I've got a bunch of like rumours and like information and stuff. So it depends how how much you want to talk to people, how much information you can get about what's the history and what happened.
I love gossip. I'll ask anybody.
Okay.
I'll listen to all the stories.
Okay, so you'll hear a couple of guys. I guess there's a couple of miners from up the road. Then now I've got some information in the town here. I've got some of it written down and some of it here, so this I can read to you. There's 2 mines there, owned by Robin Colk and Arthur Pot. Both of them are copper and iron mines, so they both have veins of copper and iron in them. There was once 3 mines, but one of them since closed due to several fatal cave-ins. The final one of them was a serious cave-in in the cave, in the mine, which killed the owner of the mine and like everyone that was in it, like 20 odd people. There was more than 20 people died, including the owner of the mine. What did Darrow say, sorry?
That's no good.
No, it's not good at all. And this is an old man in his cups, quite upset talking about it, because the more you listen, the more you learn, I guess. It was only a few months ago that this happened, and the mine had lay closed and abandoned. And then the deed to the mine was sold by the town. So the money went to the town, and it went to the widows of the miners, and it was spread between them. And a man has signed a deed and bought the mine, but nothing has happened since. And weeks have gone by, and nothing. There's no jobs. The mine's been bought, but there's nothing. It's not reopened.
The name of the man?
This guy that's sitting in the bar here drinking doesn't know the name of the man. They say he's not local. They say it's an out of town man. Came in, bought the mine, and then nothing else was heard of him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
So, the two existing mines are owned by Robin Colk and Arthur Pot. Now, there are tensions between the guys that work in the other mines, because apparently one of them pays his men better. So a lot of guys were leaving. I need to bring up another map to remember which one is which. So Robin Colk was paying more than Arthur Pot, so a lot of Arthur Pot's guys were going over to Robin Colk. I'll bring you onto the map so you can see where they are in relation, so it makes a little bit more sense. This is the town that's just up the road. It's the mining town. It's at the foot of the mountains. So I can't really see because I've got the tokens up there. I'm going to shrink the tokens. The avatars. To names only, so we can see better, right? So that's Arthur Pot's mine up there, and that's Robin Colk's there. A lot of Arthur Pot's guys were leaving Robin Colk because Robin Colk was paying higher, and there's a lot of tension between the miners because of that.
Yeah.
That's it. Unless you start asking specific questions, that's all the information you get just from listening to guys sitting talking in the tavern. But there's this third mine. This was the one that was reopened. Not reopened, but bought. Someone's bought this. This was closed a few months ago after a final fatal accident that killed the owner. It's then been sold by the town. Apparently, this is what these guys are saying. They're saying the town sold it to someone. They gave the money to the widows of the miners. But that's about all you get from these guys' stories.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've been speaking for ages. I'm thinking.
Were you muted?
Being a dick. Uh-huh.
Oh.
I was actually like starting to get like annoyed at you. I was like, why do they keep fucking talking over? I'm trying to ask a question.
Oh, right. What were you trying to ask?
I was saying I would ask people, like, if we're like having conversation and they're sharing stories and stuff, I I'm just trying to ask. So it's been closed, bought, and then left closed, or has there been people or things in it since then?
Well, they say that there's
Has
iron.
anybody seen?
They say there's iron coming
is
out of it.
anything actively? Okay.
They say there's iron and
How?
copper coming out of it. They say the man's been seen here in Asanda selling the copper and iron in town to traders in at market.
And saying it's coming from them.
Not saying, but the man the man who bought the mine has been selling copper and iron ore to traders and to smiths. So the man's been seen selling stuff, but no one's been seen going in or out, and there's no new jobs. This is what they keep saying, you know, there's no new jobs, because they're all pissed off. One guy's paying more than the other, but the guy that's paying more than the other was obviously like a slave driver, because nobody's happy. None of these miners are happy. They're all grumbling, and they're all upset by the fact that this new mine has been this mine, which is a great source of jobs, has been bought, but no one's getting employed. They'll talk about things like, he's obviously got his own guys in, and he's snuck them in, and no one's seen them, and it's all rumours and it's all hearsay about how this guy's getting the copper and the iron ore out of there, but he's not employed anyone. No one around knows about anybody getting jobs.
Yeah.
Yes, it does suggest that he's got an illicit source of labour somewhere, doesn't it?
So they've got some sort of people that live underground. They're staying underground all the time.
Quite possibly, or else.
Of course, dwarves are better miners anyway, so maybe.
But could they be? Could they be slaves? Could they be some other humanoids that aren't that you wouldn't normally think of employing?
Now, is this character? Are you saying that in front of the guys in their cups, the miners, the villagers, or is that you just saying that between players?
Well, it might suggest it to Darrow, for example.
Yeah.
We wouldn't particularly mention it to Darrow. It's subtle enough to know that you don't particularly say, dwarves are better miners in front of a load of human miners so that they can overhear.
Yeah. So you didn't say that out loud. So you're going back to say you didn't say that out loud, that dwarves are much better miners.
You would have said it within the table rather than no.
I mean, yeah. So you're sitting at the table next to these guys, listening to these guys. Maybe Caris, when she asked a question, she just leaned over to the table next to her to ask a question. So you can like turn around to him next to you and say something that they won't hear easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just speculating amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there's rumours that this mine's been bought but not reopened, but yeah, he's selling copper and iron. He's been seen in town. These guys don't know who he is.
What's he look like?
He's a bald-headed man. A human, bald-headed man, about 40. Just looks like a businessman, a man that owns a mine.
Yeah.
And he's an average normal man. He doesn't speak to anyone in town. He doesn't drink in the bars. He goes to, when the traders come, he sells his goods and leaves again. He brings it down in a wagon with horses.
Yeah. Mm.
Where does he keep horses?
He comes down on his own with a wagon and 2 horses.
I suppose robbing people of large amounts of ore is probably difficult to do.
Yeah. In a way, I'm surprised he's got mugged at some point. If there's this level of discontent.
Especially on the way back with money.
Yeah. I mean, it's a busy road as well from here, between here and Mamor, because there's the 2 mines already. So there's a lot of, wagon loads of of ore going up and down all day, and he's seen on this wagon with 2 horses and no guards, no security.
Which implies he's not concerned about security.
He feels quite confident about his ability to deal with trouble.
No one knows anything about him more than that he rides into town with these 2 horses on his own with this wagon, and he has the goods, but he's not employing anybody to mine it. We don't know how he's doing it. They talk about magic and like all sorts of how, you know, they're speculating, they're drunk, like all the different ways that they think they could be doing it. Yeah. He's got monsters down there, he's got dwarfs, they talk about everything, eh?
Yeah.
They don't trust him anyway. There's certainly a level of distrust is obvious.
Well, yeah, that's suspicious as well.
Well, like I said,
the question is, do we concern ourselves with this, or do we just keep our heads down and ignore it?
It's got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Well, no. But, you know...
Unless if they were talking about bandits on the road, then yes, I'd be concerned. If they were talking about robbers stealing from merchants in the town, then yes, I'd be concerned. But this is just humans mining ore.
We're not staying here, are we? Like, we don't live here, so...
If there are elves in danger, you know.
Well, you're here for 3 nights.
I just love the gossip.
Yeah.
Under Makar, do those look like elves to you?
No, these are humans.
No, as far as I know, there's no elves in danger. No, I was just saying if there were, I might be concerned.
Being quite a big town, there'll be a certain population will be dwarfs and elves and half elves, and the halflings and the minority races, I guess. You know, you go into a city and you've got a certain amount of minorities. So yeah, you're gonna have some people that live here will be elves.
Yeah.
They're probably not miners, I wouldn't guess. It's not really the sort of thing. Well, so maybe some elves, I guess.
I mean, elves that live in human towns are generally living like humans. Do you know what I mean? They're living in human society. They would have human kind of jobs. They're shopkeepers. They're farmers. They're the same as anyone else. Yeah. They're not traditionally living in an elf culture, so they don't have the same roles and jobs and stuff. They'd just be living in a human culture, so a miner wouldn't be an unusual job for an elf. For a strong elf.
Yeah, which one doesn't think of them as particularly
I was just going to ask, are elves not strong?
Well, the thing is that when you roll a PC elf, it's -1 strength and +1 dexterity, but you can still roll 17 strength. You still get a very, very, very strong elf. Yeah, but
like in terms of like character races and like
on average,
like
on average, they're 1 less than a human.
Okay.
So it's con that normal elves have a minus, but
there you go. There you go. So an elf's just as strong as a human.
Sweet.
Grey elves it's grey elves who have.
Yeah, that's why Cornet's weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got decent strength. That was just a general question about elves.
You got really good
characters.
rolls all round when you made your character.
I
think
did,
you've got a really good, strong character. Like.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nobody tempted to check out the Burning Dwarf. I've only put two bars on for you just now. I'm just wondering if anybody's tempted.
See some dwarves.
Well, I will, considering I got.
First of all, I will ask at the bar as to whether they have any decent mushroom wine here.
Right. Okay. Let's.
I've got my hopes up.
Because it's a town with a big fair and stuff and a big market, I want to give you a chance. So let's say it's mushroom wine. We're not talking elven wine. We're still talking a very rare item. What did I give you last time? Like a 5% chance?
I think so, yeah.
You make it bigger in this place then. Make it a 10%.
Was that rolling low or rolling high?
Oh, no. No mushroom wines here, I'm afraid.
What's their beer like? Any dwarven ale?
Being a bigger town, they're going to have regular ales and a dwarven ale. So if you want to roll for how good it is out of 10, let's do that. I think I've just clicked one of the side buttons on my mouse. It's gonna. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, go for it. Roll 1d10. Oh, 5. So you've got 5 out of 10 dwarven ale at the Perfumed Satyr. Are you making notes for your TripAdvisor?
Not at the moment.
Travel journal.
But it's a reason to try another one tomorrow.
Yep. Well, we're getting near our normal finish time anyway, so probably get round to trying the next one next session. Unless you want to. It depends if there's anything else you want to do in town tonight, because you've only come into town like early afternoon, so you've still got half the day actually. You've spent.
Where have we put the? Where's my horse and the dog?
So,
oh my god, my dog's dead.
Yeah. Oh.
My horse and my bear.
So we need to make a stable. So let me draw a stable.
Unless they're attached to the inn.
There'd be a small stable at the inn, yeah, but not one that accommodates a bear. So an actual stable that accommodates a bunch of horses, like we had before.
Yeah.
Or if there's somewhere that's like suitable for like sleeping outside with them, that's so that we're not like at risk of just being in the middle of the fucking woods nowhere, but like close enough. Like, is there somewhere that we can just like sleep outside under?
Oh, you can always sleep outside, but I'm drawing you some stables because there's stables in a town this size. It's not very tidy, but it doesn't have to be.
Oh, I love it when you do this.
It's so ghetto.
Fuck it, it's punk rock.
Yeah. Okay, so stables.
Just yes.
Yep.
Joining it.
Here we go. Map player. There you go. This town now has a stables. So that's where the horses and you want to negotiate for the bear again. So it's 3 horses and a bear. Or are you just going to put the bear there and keep the horses at the inn?
I'd put the horses and the wagon and the bear there together, and then Charlemagne can guard the wagon.
Yep.
Even if he's not actually doing it, people are unlikely to try stealing from it because there's a bear there.
Okay. What do you think? Kiara, is your bear?
Yeah, I'm sweet with that.
Okay.
I think he's like used to us enough now and like tame enough around us, isn't he? That
he's well domesticated. I mean, you've put a harness on him. You've told him to fight things. He's done so much stuff now that he's well domesticated. He's slept in stables in several towns.
And he stayed with us. Yeah.
He's up.
Yeah, that's.
He's a pet. He's a pet bear. He's totally docile to you. Like he does whatever you want.
Pagan.
Yeah. Say docile, but he attacks, and he's.
Yeah.
He's
fucking mean.
He's totally loyal to you. You've got full command of him, basically.
Sweet.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea then.
Unless you ask him to do something totally suicidal or something, he's still got his human nature.
Like instinctual.
Instinct, yeah. So
I think that's a good idea then.
So you take the bear, the 3 horses, and the wagon, park them all up at the stables.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll inquire if there are any weapon trainers around town.
Or trainers. Yeah, I mean, I guess the best place to go would be the King's Guard, because they have soldiers fighting all the time, training all the time. So you get some weapons training there. So I guess that'll be the next thing I'll put on the map.
Oh shit.
Except I'm reluctant to go there because we're likely to get given another job, which will slow us down getting there.
Well, I'm
Say no.
Call sneaking up suspicious.
I'm gonna have to pop them on the map anyway, because it's an important part of the map.
We've got 3 knights here.
The actual.
A little job on the side.
As long as it's good paying.
Yeah, I mean the Umberhawks proved to be good value.
Yes, but they were short of money and had difficulty paying us for them.
We got paid.
Eventually, at the next town.
Yes. It was quite lucrative. all told.
I'm starting to think we're putting a lot of graft in for just like
Travelling.
Yeah.
So the Kingsguard is
for this one.
It's those 2 buildings there. I've made it 2 buildings this time, so it's bigger.
See.
There will be also small posts
for the local watch.
Yep, at the roads, where the roads come into the town. So that's also Kingsguard. You know, it'll be a little post, a little tower, looking over the wall. There'll be another one here at this road.
If we go to the marketplace, is the marketplace where the any performers would be performing?
No, so the market will be the centre, and then the circus will be, there'll be an actual circus laid out. There'll be a space laid out for it within the market. So that's the actual centre of the market here. This side of it here, there'll be a space laid out for the circus. So let me draw that.
I was just going to see whether there were any tumblers or acrobats there at the moment.
There will be. The thing is, they're setting up the circus at the moment. The very first couple of acts that are trickling into it will be here, and you notice the 3 halflings that you met before. They are here wandering around. I've got names for them, remember? Odo, Hobo, and Bobo. Remember you met with Garrick?
Yeah.
They are here. So there is an area where the circus will be set up at the edge of the market. Let me draw shape. And I think if I do either shift or either control or something, I could draw circles.
Alt.
Alt
is it?
Yeah, but the Burning Dwarf is...
It's near the circus.
Right,
I think I'd probably go in there.
Dwarf has accommodation. It's obvious place for them to be staying.
Yep. So that's where it's going to be. That's the area where the circus will be.
Charlemagne can stay the fuck away from there.
If there were any tumblers and acrobats, we might just have a chat with them, talk about techniques and moves, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, the halflings that you met before, Odo, Hobo, and Bobo, are all proficient tumblers. They are going to attempt to join with some travelling circus acts and become full-time circus acts as tumblers, as clowns and as tumblers. So that's their intention. So they can all teach to someone that's trying to get a proficiency in tumbling. That's somebody you could use as a teacher for it.
Oh yes, if Kiara wanted to join in with just some practice sessions.
So you want to do some...
I love a tumble.
We could all yes, we could all practice together. The tumbling, that is, not anything else.
So yeah, at the moment, there's no main tent set up, but there are a few stalls, and you see some people practicing like fencing and tumbling and tightrope walking and all these kind of acts, acrobatic stuff. You see, let's say the first of the exotic animals is here. Let's say there's a man with a tiger in a cage. It's the first one. It's the first one's arrived, and it's a tiger.
Oof.
And there's somebody got a tiger in a cage.
I think might be interested in the fencing.
I'm very interested in the man who's got the tiger in the cage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll need to find out next week, because we're finishing at 11. Because I promised Peter we could finish at a regular time, even though we've started late.